It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is Starblind with Demon Rider. And just before that, we started things off with something from Leather Leone from the Leather Leone 2 release. And the name of that tune is called Black Smoke. And blowing in here behind the mic like Black Smoke. Or he's the Great White Hope, maybe. It is our good friend, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, sir? How are we?
Well, we're back.
We are back for this week.
Yeah, we're back after, hosting the Summer Bash last week.
That's right.
And having a good time.
What a great time that was, dude. I said it on Facebook and online where to anybody that listened. Probably my favorite remote we've ever done. Just everything went so smooth that everybody had a good time. There was no assholery, within any of the bands or the people or the promoters or the owner of the place. Nothing. It was like a perfect day.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was kind of like being among friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, of course, our good friend Billy Morris was there, and he was extremely helpful in, accommodating us and getting everything, helping us get set up and, making sure that we were taken care of and got everything we need.
Sure.
And, of course, our good friend Stevie Rochelle was there, which we've known him for years, and our good friends Red Rain came up from, Richmond, Virginia, so hanging out with them was like hanging out with old friends.
Sure.
And, then your boys from Akron, the LA Knights, were there. You knew some of those guys for years.
Yeah, I knew those guys. I knew Todd from Tough forever and a day. For me, I knew just about everybody there.
Well, so it was kind of like having a hang with your buds.
It really was. It was just a party. And then, of course, there was Brian Stone, the leader of ceremonies. Dude, I wish there was video of him and Jackal thrashing around during Red Rain's set.
Yeah.
And he had a beer in a koozie, and he was just swinging it around and just spraying everybody. Like there was like a bunch of girls sitting, like, you know how the chairs were like kind of rounded around like the floor area, whatever you would call that? Mm-hmm. He was like thrashing around and swinging around, and the beer was just spraying all of them behind him. I was fucking rolling.
Yeah.
So funny.
The heads were thrashing. The beers were splashing.
Yeah. It was a good time, man.
Yeah. So, we did hang out with our good friend Jackal.
Yes.
Who came out to the show. And, of course, we met a lot of CMS fans who made it out for the show that came from near and far.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, I was proud of Jackal for not drinking too much. Wow, was he fucking blasted.
Well, the thing is he did the right thing. His commute to his bed was literally 100 yards across the parking lot.
Right, yeah.
I mean, he got a room right next door to the venue, so all he had to do was stumble across the parking lot and, rack out.
Right. Dude, I got to tell you, before the show, like before anything started, when Billy and them were setting up, there was it was me, Kelly, the Red Rain guys, and Jackal all sitting at a table, or right by a table there on the side. And there was no one there at this point. This was way early, like 1 o'clock-ish. And we all had a drink or whatever, and Jackal proceeds to tell me that the hotel next door got busted for prostitutes like the night before or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, all quiet. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know, but this place next door, they got busted for prostitutes, By the end of the night, Jim was like, I hope there's still some fucking whores over there. I need 2 of them, man.
He couldn't be satisfied with 1. He needed 2.
Right. He was all amped up.
Nice.
Too fun, man.
Yeah, well, what do you want from the Econo Lodge?
Yeah, the Econo Lodge. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I would ever stick my dick in a hooker that was working the Econo Lodge. That's got to be low rent, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
If the room is $50, what could the hooker cost?
Well, the thing is she could parade people in and out of there all day long for $50 for a room.
That is true.
So
that is true.
But I wouldn't think that somewhere like Wooster, Ohio would have a big prostitution problem.
No, I wouldn't think so. It'd probably one girl that fucking charged somebody $20 because because she sucked his dick twice or something.
Right.
And then got busted. Happened to be blowing a cop or something.
Very nice.
Who knows?
Well, fortunately, I, along with the Red guys, we stayed at the Best Western up the street.
Yeah, that was a nice place.
Yeah, it was the higher end of the hotels in the area.
Yeah, the higher end of the Wooster tourist places, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you had a choice of the Econo Lodge,
right?
The Roadway Inn,
right,
or the Best Western.
Yeah, Best Western was about the best you were going to do.
Well, pretty much. So, fortunately, that was just a mile down the road.
Right.
And there wasn't a whole lot of travel back and forth to the venue at all. So, yeah, that worked out real well. And it was a pretty decent place. Very clean.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I mean, I was only in the lobby, obviously, but it was pretty nice. Pretty good place.
So, anyway, we had a great time. The broadcast went pretty well. We did have a little sketchy internet connection, periodically.
Right.
Mostly near the end of the night, I think, mostly because I think since there were more people there, they were probably tapped into the free Wi-Fi over there.
Right, exactly. It took all of our bandwidth from us.
I mean, during the day, perfectly fine. Once the place filled up at the end of the night, it started getting a little sketchy.
Yeah, it did, but whatever. It was what it was. It was still a fun time.
It was, and you were very quick to chop up the audio and offer each band who performed last week a little slot on the CMS replay this week.
Yes, I took care of everybody. That was my Sunday. While you guys were all driving back to wherever it was you came from, I sat in front of my computer for hours cutting that shit up.
Yeah. So that was very cool of you to do that and share with the people who did not make it out to the show. I mean, some of the audio, I know you did the best you could with cleaning it up because, once the internet dropped out in a few places, some of the songs got chopped off.
Right, sure.
But being at the show, though, it was a great time. Everybody did really well. The bands sounded great. Billy's crew did a really good job with the audio over there.
Yeah, they did a great job. It sounded excellent.
It was excellent. The board feed that we got for our broadcast was mint.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And the equipment that Billy provided for the back line with the amps and everything was, top notch.
Yeah. I think when we do the next thing that we do, whatever, we definitely have to have a second computer, though, to record. Because we would have had a perfect recording if we would have been recording in addition to broadcasting.
Yeah, right. Well, when we were setting up, I was asking you, is this going to record? I didn't know if that program actually recorded it right to the computer or just what went out over the internet.
Yeah, it would have if we wouldn't have gone live.
Yeah.
But we went live, it just captured whatever went out.
I gotcha. Oh, well, hey, it was a good time, and we did get some good audio for the most part, and so you got what you got.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want? It was 11 hours for free. Fuck off if you're not happy.
Exactly. So, anyway, we had a chance to sit and talk to some of the CMS fans that came out. We mentioned it during the broadcast. There were quite a few CMS shirts floating around there.
Dude, I honestly felt bad for the Nationals because there were far more CMS shirts than there were anybody else's.
Well, that is true.
I mean, there was. If I had to guess, and I'm certainly not trying to say we had like a million shirts out there.
I saw at least a dozen.
Yeah, I was going to say about 15, I think was what I was thinking. About 15 of our shirts that were out there. I was like, look at this shit.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, and meeting the fans that came up from Maryland and Michigan and, of course, Texas.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait, you guys traveled for this?
Yeah, they traveled all the way up. Dude, isn't it funny that none of them want to be on the mic?
No, none of them did. We offered everybody an opportunity to come over and sit with us for a couple of minutes and just, shoot the shit and kind of introduce themselves and let everybody know, oh, no, I'm now good on the mic. Nope.
You guys are the radio stars.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be here and shake your hand. No, I don't want to be on the mic.
Dude, and what about that? What was the one guy's name? Scumdog from the chat?
Yeah, he was from Michigan?
He was from somewhere.
Yeah, I think he came down from Michigan.
Yeah, was afraid to meet me.
Yeah.
He was happy to meet you, but was afraid I don't know what he's afraid I was gonna do, but punch him or yell at him or something. I don't know.
You're a bully.
But it was funny because Jackal comes over, and Jackal's all fucked up by this point, and he's like, "Hey, did you see that fucking guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, which one?" And he's like, "He's afraid to meet you, man." I was like, "What?" And then I guess you met him.
Yeah, I stopped and said hello to him and shook his hand.
And then you told me the same thing, and I was like, "Someone go bring that fucking guy over here." And then he comes over, and he literally looked like he was scared to death. He was like, "How you doing, man?" I was like, "Dude, relax. I'm just a dickhead, just like you." Shit.
Too good, man.
Too fun, man. But what a great time. How many pictures did you take? That's always the count of if it's a good show or not.
How many did I personally take, or how many did I take with people?
Were you in?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have social media, so I couldn't even tell you. I know, being that you have the Facebook and all that, people submit their photos and things to you, but I wouldn't even know.
Dude, I know I took hundreds. Hundreds. I mean, every time I turned around, somebody was like, "Hey, would you take a picture with me?" And, I was like, "Yeah, sure." And people coming back 5-6 times to take pictures, bands taking pictures. I was like, "Hey, cool." By the end of the day, I was like, "All right, enough with the fucking pictures."
Yeah. I didn't take one picture.
Okay.
I personally did not take any pictures at all.
I took a few. I got to hold the camera for several shots, but that's okay.
But I was in a few. I wouldn't know how many.
It's just fun.
It is.
I'm still blown away, and none of that happened at this show, obviously. But I'm completely blown away when people are like, "Nah, I don't want to take a picture." Why not? What difference does it fucking make? I mean, it takes a second.
Right.
Click, click, done. Bye.
Well, I did get to hang out a little bit with Rick Rule.
Rick Rule
of Every Mother's Nightmare, and that guy's a fun guy.
Yeah, he is. Why didn't he ever come over on the mic?
He was just out all over the place, and, I chatted with him for a few minutes, and obviously I introduced him on the stage, and
sure.
So I was kind of waiting for everybody to get tuned up and stuff, and I said, "I'm going to introduce you." He goes, "We don't normally have anybody introduce us. We just kind of go out there and do our own thing."
All right.
And I said, "Well, so you don't want me to introduce?" No, you can go out there and introduce us, but we do our own banter.
All right.
I said, "Okay, Rick." I said, "If you don't want me to go out there, that's cool. If you want me to, that I'll do it." No. You go right out there and do it. We'll just take up right after that.
All right.
He's a character, man.
Yes. I know when I introduced Tough, I dropped a couple of F-bombs during the intro of Tough.
Yeah.
And then you said like we had talked about that we thought there might be kids or something at this place. But it really looked like, for the most part, there were no kids there. It looked like it was like a grown-up thing. That's why I was willing to just drop some language from the stage, right? We come and sit back down over by our booth, when Tough was playing, and those two kids come over. How old were those kids?
Oh, they had to be like 8 and 10, maybe.
If that old. I don't even think they were
6 and 8.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding." And I'm like, "Hey, you motherfuckers." I was like, "Oh, man."
Well, after you left, because you didn't stick around for Billy's set.
Right.
He went out there on a little bit of a tear.
Oh, really?
And, basically apologized for what he was going to say.
Right.
And then he went in and said it anyway.
What was he mad about?
It wasn't that he was mad. He was just being, kind of like fist in your face type thing, about, if you come to a rock show, whether you're adult or children, he goes, and I apologize if there's children in the audience here, but you shouldn't fucking be here in the first place, if you're afraid of language or something. He was going on about that.
Wow, that's not like him.
Yeah, I know, but he did.
He was pretty frustrated. He was the only person I saw frustrated the entire day. like getting ready for his set. And I don't know what was going on, and I just like got the fuck out of the way. I was standing up on the stage, and Billy started going, "I am fucking furious. I was like, oh, time for me to leave the stage for a minute."
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of this.
Well, I know, because after his set was over and I was, rolling up some of the mic cords and things and making sure he got his XLR cables back and things.
Right.
We were talking. I say, I just want to make sure you got these back, and I was rolling them up and setting them on stage. And he goes, "Oh, let those guys take care of that. You don't need to do this. That's what I pay these guys for. Things like that." And then he put his arm, on my shoulder. He goes, "So how was the night?" I said, "It was real good." I said, we broadcast everything, and I think we got some pretty good recordings. It was a lot of fun. Well, we're gonna make this a yearly thing, but this is the last fucking time we're gonna play here. I'll tell you that right now.
Why? What was the matter with that guy?
Well, I guess he had some.
I know there was the problem with the truck.
Yeah, well, there were some other issues, I think. I'm not privy to say what they were, but let's just put it this way: that things were promised and then they were taken back at the last minute. So,
well, that makes a lot of sense then.
So it's just like, we're going to do this again. We're going to try to do it every year, but we're going to have to find a different venue, I think.
Right.
So, hey, more power to them, though.
That's fine. Oh, somebody put a picture of Kayla in the chat room.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah, but they don't have her eyes. They got her with their fucking glasses. That's not good.
Oh, there she is. She's got her cat glasses on.
Yeah, she got her kitty cat glasses, which you got to admit, I had tremendous restraint not to tell a bunch of pussy jokes.
Of course.
That took tremendous restraint from me not to go there.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely had a crush on her. Holy cow.
She was a friendly girl.
She was friendly and cute, and boy, she had those eyes that just, sometimes a girl doesn't need huge tits if she has great eyes, and that girl had great eyes.
Right. So what are you saying? She didn't have huge tits?
She did not have huge tits. Look at her. Look in the fucking picture.
I know. I'm making a joke.
I know. I'm just saying, for everybody that's in the chat room, take a look. She doesn't have big tits at all. She got, bug bites.
She's got nibblers.
Yeah, she got nibblers. If you run your hand too fast over her chest, you miss it completely. But that being said, she had beautiful eyes, man, and it was just like, just looking her in the eye, I was like, oh, what a hot, sexy beast, as I said.
Right. Well, she definitely was forgetful, though.
Oh, dude. I tipped her, you tipped her. Neither one of us should have tipped her. I mean, every single time we ordered anything, and it's not like we were ordering big orders either. It was the biggest order we had was lunch or dinner or whatever that was, and she got that right. But she couldn't get. I must have ordered 15 beers, of which I got like 3 of. Kelly ordered several drinks that she got like 2 of. You ordered how many drinks that you had to ask for 6 or 7 times each? My wine, my water, my...
Yeah, and I never did get my water.
And I only got 1 cup, and I asked her like 4 different cups of water because I was like trying to sober up. I was like, dude, come on. Oh, boy. Look at Jan in the chat room. I really did look at it. If you saw her eyes, if anybody took a picture of that girl's eyes, you would get it. She had like those perfect fucking blue, like mesmerizing eyes that you just like fucking lose your everything to.
Wow, Chris. Jeez.
Dude, I liked me some Kayla. I really did. I'd have walked away from the show if she'd have been like, hey, come over here and bang me in the back.
Right.
Like, Goodbye, show over. Have a nice time, Neeley.
Yep.
I'd have gone over and used Jackal's hooker room.
There you go, for $50.
Yep. And she was a good-looking girl, that's for damn sure.
His hooker room.
Yeah.
Well, I was able to, get things packed up and out of there by like 12:30.
All right.
And got back to the room, racked out, was up, out the door by like 10 Eastern. I was home by like 1 o'clock my time.
Oh, wow. That's not bad.
Yeah, I had a pretty quick ride right across US 30, got home and had plenty of time to get some weekend shit done around the house.
See, that's where you are much better than me. You know what I did all day Sunday after I cut up the audio? Nothing. I didn't get out of bed. I laid in bed all day.
Yeah.
I actually did a rare day off for me, and just laid in bed and watched TV endlessly until the next morning, until Monday morning.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that.
I was just tired, man. Getting ready for that show, and, it's been so many weeks of working 18, 20-hour days. It's like, all right, thank God I'm finally getting to the end of that, And I just did. I took a day off. Just needed it, so.
Well, why not?
And I might do it tomorrow, too. I might be traveling tomorrow. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about it, going out to one of John's shows out in Lima.
You want to drive out to Lima?
I'll ride with them. I'm not going to drive.
I hear you.
Please. It's an overnight thing, and I'm told all the liquor is free.
All right.
So, woo, free liquor? Don't have to drive? Boy, that sounds like a Chris day.
Yeah, there you go. Well, as long as you don't have to drive and, you got a place to rack out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.